yesterday I had mentioned that today I was going to review the simplifying rational expressions, so that's what I'm going to do here. I've thrown in a second variable just to show you that it's not really any more difficult. You can still simplify everything the same way, you just kind of leave the y there. Okay, so for this first one, I'm going to look at and I'm going to say, is there anything I can take out of either of these equations? Well, there is in the first one. Both of these are divisible by 3. So if I take a 3 out of the x, I'm left with an x, and if I take a 3 out of the 6, I'm left with my 2y. All of that goes over x plus 2y. Ooh, looky here. I've got the same thing on the top that I have on the bottom, which means I have my answer as 3. I have to set this equal to 0 because it came out of the bottom. So I subtract my 2y from both sides, and I end up with x cannot equal negative 2y. So I've got 3 as my answer, and x cannot equal negative 2y as my restraint, as my limit, if you would. Okay? Let's move on to the next one. Ooh, I don't know. This has got a y squared in it. However, it's also got an x squared in it. This is a difference between two squares, which means I'm going to make it xy, xy, one is a plus, one is a minus. Okay? Remember that little shortcut. Don't forget it. I know it's been a couple months since we did that, but hopefully your review and factoring kind of brought that back to the front of your mind here. So down here, I'm going to look, do I have any greatest common factors? I do. I can take a 6 out of there, which leaves me with an x plus y. Same thing on top, same thing on bottom. I end up with x minus y over 6. And then I have to, of course, set x plus y equal to 0, subtract my y, and I have that x cannot equal negative y. Again, I've got my answer and I've got my restraint because I can't have a 0 in the bottom. Okay? For our final little number, I'm going to do one of these for you. If you notice, this looks an awful lot like something that we did yesterday. If we take out the y's, we're left with x squared plus 4x plus 4. Well, yesterday when I did that, that simplified to x plus 2 times x plus 2. Now, why did I leave a space here? Because if you'll notice, I've got to have a y with these. I'm just going to split that y up like I did in the previous problem. That's all there is to that. Same thing with the bottom. I'm going to put an x in the beginning. I know that 2 times 1 is 2, and 2 plus 1 is 3. So I'm going to do plus 1 plus 2, and then put my y. I've got the same thing on top, same thing on bottom. I'm going to end up with x plus 2y over x plus y. I'm going to drop that 1 because it's not really needed. And if we look here, it's the same thing I had up here, so I'm just going to kind of bring that down. X plus 2y equals 0, minus 2y, minus 2y. X cannot equal minus 2y. So they ended up having the same restraints. Okay, do not forget to tell me your restraints for these, but also do not worry yourself over missing every little thing. If you are factoring properly and if you're looking at everything on the top and the bottom, you're going to be able to get stuff canceled out. Worst case scenario, things don't cancel out. You just leave it as is after you factor it. And then you've already done your problem. Okay, if you've watched this video all the way to the end, I want to let you know that these 3 answers are simply the answers to your work for today. These are the problems that are your homework. So if you read this or if you watch this, you're going to get a little heads up here and a little extra for you. Thank you for watching the videos. I really do appreciate it. I make it for you guys, so hopefully this will help. Don't forget to contact me if you have any questions over any of this, and I will try my hardest to make it simpler. We can always talk through Google Hangouts if you need to. Okay, talk to you guys later.